Hello, and welcome to this month's review of the October 2023 Visa Bulletin. My name is Sam Adair with the law firm of Graham Adair. It's the start of a new fiscal year for the federal government on October 1st, and that means two things. First, there is talk of a possible government shutdown, and more importantly for our purposes today, there are new immigrant visa numbers available for the first time in 12 months. October is always an exciting Visa Bulletin because we never know exactly what we're going to get when those numbers come out. And I would say, on the whole, we're getting better than expected news with this month's Visa Bulletin. Before we dive in here, I do want to acknowledge that we put out a September Visa Bulletin report, and in that video, my partner Chad Graham made several predictions about what would happen with the October Visa Bulletin. And I want to go ahead and acknowledge that Chad did a great job with his analysis of what would potentially be coming out. He was right with half of his predictions. Congratulations, Chad. 50% is pretty good when it comes to looking into that crystal ball to predict the future. A couple of things before we get too far into this. First, this will not be a review of all numbers on the Visa Bulletin. We want to do a little analysis of predictions that were made in the past and what we anticipate will happen as we go through the remainder of this fiscal year. Second, none of this constitutes legal advice. While our predictions are based on experience, and we're pretty good at that, we do not want anybody to make plans on what we are saying here. Finally, if you enjoy these videos or find them helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button below to get more of our content. Let's start with looking at some of the predictions that we made last month. As an eternal optimist, I will start on the things that we were right about. First, we predicted that the EB1 worldwide classification would move forward and become current again, which it did. We anticipated that the EB2 worldwide classification would continue having a slight retrogression, and it did, currently retrogressed at about 9 months. And finally, we predicted the EB2 China category would move forward several months, which it did as well. So what did we get wrong? Let's address the bad news first. We predicted the EB3 worldwide category would become current. It did not. It's currently retrogressed by 8 months. We anticipated that the EB1 China category would become current. It is not. It is currently retrogressed by about 14 months. And finally, we predicted the EB1 India category would become current. It did not. It is retrogressed currently by more than 4 years. That was a big miss on our part and shows that there has been a significant increase in filings for Indian nationals in the EB1 classification. There were a couple of things that we got wrong that actually ended up being good news. First, EB2 India, we predicted the dates would not move much at all, and they moved forward almost 18 months. A big miss on our predictions and a big win for the category. We also predicted that the EB3 India would continue to retrogress further when in actuality it moved forward by a whopping 3 years and 8 months. It should be noted that this month the USCIS is using the dates for filing chart, which is actually beneficial for those who are looking to file applications for the first time, and we are basing our review of our predictions here on that dates for filing chart, whereas in the previous month, USCIS was using the final action dates chart. Lastly, what do we think this means as we look forward to fiscal year 2024 and where are priority dates going to go? This is always the big question at the start of the fiscal year. Conservatively, we do not anticipate big swings from what we are seeing in the Visa Bulletin today. We anticipate that we will continue to see slow and in some cases almost no movement forward during this fiscal year, especially during the first 2 quarters of the year. We do anticipate that over the course of fiscal year 2024, we will continue to see forward motion in the worldwide categories and hopefully forward motion for India and China as well. USCIS and the Department of State work together to try and ensure that the visa numbers are capped within quarterly allotments, and for this reason, we expect the first couple of quarters of the year will be a good indication of what will happen for the remainder of the year. Please stay with us over the next several months as we watch closely to see what happens with priority dates and the Visa Bulletin. As always, if you have any questions about this Visa Bulletin, please feel free to reach out to Graham Adair and one of our attorneys will be happy to answer your questions. We also request that you smash that like and subscribe button down below to help promote these videos and get this content out there. Thanks for your time and have a great week.